Okay, so for my performance final, I'm going to be showing you how to do question number 6. And question number 6 is a double angle problem in which you are asked to find the values of sine 2 theta and cosine 2 theta, given that sine of theta equals -4/5 and theta is greater than pi but less than 3 pi over 2. So to start this problem, well, first of all, you're going to need a unit circle and your handy dandy packet foldable. So the first thing you're going to do is find which quadrant you're in. So to do that, you can take your unit circle, and so you're going to find where pi is, and that's at 180, and you're going to find where 3 pi over 2 is, and that's at 270, and in between that is your quadrant. And based on your knowledge of quadrants, meaning 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can find out that the problem is going to be within quadrant 3. So off to the side, just to make life easier, you can write in Q3. So now that you have that, you can go ahead and draw your triangle. So since it's in quadrant 3, that means that both the sine and the cosine are going to be negative. So that means that you can go left first and then go down for a negative cosine, or for a negative x and a negative y as well. And you connect that, and it's given to you that sine theta is -4/5. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so you're going to be viewing the angle that's opposite of that angle, because that is the angle that all of the points are relative to. So that's going to be a -4 and 5 for your hypotenuse. Now, before you can do anything else, you have to find what your x value is. So since it's a right triangle, you can use the Pythagorean theorem, and the formula for that is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So if you fill in your numbers, you'll have -4 squared. Make sure you do parentheses to remember, or to remind yourself that you need to input the negative, and then plus b squared, because you don't know that side, equals 5 squared, which is your hypotenuse. So if you do that, you'll get -4 squared equals 16, plus b squared equals 5 times 5 equals 25. And if you subtract 16 from both sides, so -16 and -16, you'll get b squared equals 9. And if you square root that, you'll get b equals 3. So since it's in the third quadrant, it's going to be negative. So go ahead and up to your triangle again and do -3. Yeah. Okay. So next thing you want to do, you can go ahead and start finding your sine of 2 theta and sine or cosine 2 theta. So you want to come over to your foldable and go to the double angle flap. And so the formula for sine of 2 theta is sine of 2 theta equals, and look at your foldable, it's 2 sine theta times cosine theta. That's 2 sine of theta times cosine of theta. And so now you can go ahead and plug in your numbers. So you'll have 2 times the sine of theta, which is -4 over 5, times the cosine, which is -3 over 5. So now you can just multiply across, and so you'll have 2 times 12 over 25, because 4 times 3 equals 12 and 5 times 5 equals 25. And you multiply the 2 times the 12 25ths. You can do it over 1. And once again, you multiply across, so the 2 times 12 and 1 times 25. And that will give you 24 over 25. And that is your sine 2 theta. And then you are going to do your cosine 2 theta. So using your foldable, you can find out that the formula for cosine 2 theta it is, once again, going to the double angle flap. The easiest ones to use for this problem would be the first formula, and that's cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta. And now you can just plug in numbers. So all of that's going to equal the 2, or your cosine squared. So your cosine is negative 3/5. Once again, make sure that you're putting the negative in parentheses as well. Minus the sine squared of theta, which is negative 4/5. Square that. And so now you can keep going with your problem. When you square it, make sure that you're squaring the denominator as well as the numerator and taking the negative with it as well. So that would be negative 3 squared, which is 9, over 5 squared, which is 25. And that's going to be a negative. And then negative 4 squared is 16 over 5 squared, which is 25. And all that together would be 9 minus 16 over 25. And you can do that because both of your fractions have the same denominator. And if you simplify that, that will do 9 minus 16 in that order, and you'll get negative 7 over 25. And that's your cosine. So you can come over here and write 24 25ths and your negative 7 25ths. Thank you for watching.